Hello there. My name is Shannon Boo, and today I will be evaluating the personality and behaviors of the character Roxy Hart from the 2002 film Chicago. Here we have a movie poster from when Chicago was first produced, and this is our main protagonist or main character, Roxy Hart. Roxy is the type of character who tends to only have her own best interest in mind, and throughout the film, she's shown to be incredibly impulsive and immoral. Like, even within the first 10 minutes of the film, she exemplifies this by killing her lover, Fred Casely, in a blind rage, and then attempting to manipulate her husband, Amos, to take the fall for it, telling him it was a burglar. Amos almost falls for it, but he eventually figures it out and rats her out to the police, and she's just completely like blown, like so upset about this because she's been caught. She doesn't feel any sort of remorse for the victim and not for her poor, heartbroken, devoted husband who just found out she was having an affair on him. In this presentation, I will cover how Roxy's personality fits into the single trait approach, focusing on narcissism, Karen Horney's Neo-Freudian theory, and behaviorism. So first, let's examine the link between narcissism and Roxy's self-serving behavior throughout the film. Roxy is incredibly egocentric, and her self-concept of herself is so inflated that she is completely ignorant to her lack in tact and talent. She loves the limelight, but has no real experience in it. And this image and quote here on the left depict Roxy's skewed version of herself. So she sees herself as this very glamorous star who deserves to be put on the top of the pyramid. Here the quote reads, "I'm a star. The audience loves me, and I love them, and they love me for loving them, and I love them for loving me. And we love each other because none of us got enough love in our childhoods." Her narcissism is also defined by her failure to control her impulses, like adultery and murder, and her lack of empathy for everyone around her. Secondly, Karen Horney's Neo-Freudian approach focuses on childhood experiences and its impact on behavioral development. Based off the quote from the last slide, Roxy's basic anxiety manifested due to the lack of love in her childhood. She learned to cope with this by constantly searching for love elsewhere, like her husband Amos, whom she felt secure within but no passion for, and her passionate ex-lover Fred Casely, who had promised her a ticket to startup, which he did not follow through on. She is also constantly on the lookout for obtaining fame, which is another coping mechanism, and these both feed into her neurotic needs for something unobtainable, like love from everybody and a perfect lover that will just fulfill every single need of hers. Horney defined three neurotic trends: aggressive, which is the more exploitive trend, compliant, the submissive trend, and detached, the self-sufficient trend. I propose that in the beginning, Roxy had been compliant but eventually shifted over to the aggressive trend after finally experiencing fame and not wanting to lose it. The image on the left is when Roxy first comes to the Cook County Jail and is still new and not really sure what to do. And then the second image is after she realized she can garner sympathy and fame due to her murder case. Lastly, how operant conditioning influenced Roxy's personality. The funny thing about this evaluation is that rather than going from manipulative to non-manipulative, it was more just teaching Roxy how to properly manipulate her peers. Where the desire for fame and freedom was her stimulus, her response was her manipulative behavior. So she was messy with it, but with the help of Billy Flynn, her corrupt lawyer, Roxy was able to garner sympathy from the public and get acquitted of her crime. She receives positive reinforcement in the form of praise and attention, teaching her that to be manipulative in an articulate way is the desired condition. Out of all three of those theories I touched upon, I I think the one that describes Roxy's character best was the single trait theory. This is because Roxy's a fictional character, and I believe narcissism and desperation is what truly fueled her behaviors as a morally inept character throughout the storyline of Chicago.